Disturbed.
What going on, y'all? This is the second podcast. I know I had my partner Trill on here last week, but the second podcast, you know, with family is Sneakaplug, man. Y'all clap it up for Sneakaplug, man. Okay.
Yes.
Those of y'all don't know Sneakaplug, like you finna know Sneakaplug. They like 16 count Instagram. They post almost every hour new sneakers coming in. So, I want y'all to introduce yourself.
Hello. I am the one and only Anton A. Cofield.
Where the camera at?
Right there. Under the TV.
Well, audience, viewers, I want to say thank you to my brother, Miles, Center of Hope, Doc. I'm South James, Sneakaplug, 4659 North Henry Boulevard, all day.
Y'all probably ain't never seen their store. Y'all probably have seen their store, but their store it's like in the cut, and they still get traffic. They still it's hard for me to pull in sometimes and sell my sneakers, but they still get traffic. You know what I'm saying? They got a big franchise. Mr. Anton also cut hair, but like his sneakers is like the main thing they be on. Main theme. I just got a couple questions for y'all. That's okay with y'all.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Sure. First of all, how old are y'all? How old are you, Sal?
I'm 31.
How old are you?
1991.
I'm 52, 1971.
52.
Hey.
I can't see my dad. My dad talking about my dad old too, man. What? But that's like middle age though. Y'all, when you start? When you started Sneakaplug?
25 going into 26.
Yeah, 2007.
Yeah, I only been here 6 years. I've been in Georgia for, this will be my 7th year.
And this will be my 8th year.
Where y'all moved from?
Virginia.
Yep, Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond. Oh.
South Side. That's how I got my name, South James.
South James.
Richmond, VA.
So you said like y'all been doing Think Plus in 2014?
2017.
2017. So how long you had the store then?
Since 2017. I
Yeah,
came
bit
down in
in, yeah.
2015. So I came down a year before he did.
How did like
I came in 16.
16?
Yep. In the middle of 16.
Okay, that's smooth. That's smooth.
August.
That's smooth. How you start selling? Like how you get into sneakers? How do you start doing that?
Shoot, always been selling something.
We always been.
Always been into shoes. I'm gonna be honest, never thought we would be doing this. Cause I mean, it started off like sports and of course, being fly. He from New York, I'm from Richmond. So the fashion is like that's the main thing where we from. And he always been into it, so kind of got me into it. But as far as selling, I would say when I got older, just with the music, because I do music, so I would say just not wanting to wear the same outfit. So that's how we kind of got into it, and then got a shout out this place called Round 2. They used to have a store, buy, sell, trade, where you can do what we do, and they was the first to do it, and didn't think nothing of it, but yeah.
Yeah. For me, sneakers have always been in my life. I mean, since I was a little kid, I was telling you off air. Since I was a kid, I've always been into the fashion, into sneakers. Growing up in New York, growing up in Brooklyn, specifically during the beginning of hip-hop, it was just a great time for fashion, a great time for self-expression. And that's all fashion is. It's just self-expression. So we took what we love, we took what we are passionate about, and we turned it into a profit.
That's real. And y'all like South talking about like doing music, like he don't wear the same thing every day. If you know these two, like especially Mr. Anton, I be getting haircut with Mr. Anton, he stay fitted.
Why
He
not?
stay fitted.
I do now.
South stay fitted.
I do now. I wear the same. I'm human. I don't got time. I be in grind mode, but usually, before we had a store, that was the mindset.
Yeah. Yes.
Nah, they stay fitted, bro. Oh, Mr. Anton got on something crazy now. Like, they stay fitted, man. All the time.
Why not?
Like on the money side of it, starting off, you got the store, what you said, 2017.
Yeah.
How much like do you have to like put down like to get all the sneakers you got, buy the store, hire workers, like how much like exactly
It was a slow process. In the beginning, it was just him and I.
Real?
And we had some people that we would consider like family, and they were investors, and they believed in our vision, and initial investment was $10,000, and you know he really was the face, the sweat equity, and he's the one who really came up with the idea. So he came up with the idea. I kind of had the idea working in the barbershop.
Yeah, we might have said something a year. We might have talked about it one time.
And just
like a year before.
Because we noticed.
He might have said something
so
one
much
time.
style
We like,
out
I'm like,
there.
okay.
Georgia is a place for style, and I saw that in the barbershop.
Okay.
And in that conversation, somehow we just meshed minds, and then we just.
I think you was talking about 2J's. You was
Right.
telling me about him. You was watching him.
Yeah, 2J's is a guy that's on social media. He's a sneaker genius. This guy's amazing, and we were watching him in his beginning, and how humble he was, and how the road was just not easy, but he was making it work.
Yeah.
And so that kind of, on top of being in Richmond.
Yep, my man's, my guy, when we was in Richmond, like I mentioned, round 2, shout out to round 2. If you know, you know.
Yes.
It was another spot called it was called The Source. Because during the music, I end up, shout out Rio, got a Crazy Buzz. We got a clothing line, Crazy Buzz, but my brother Rio founded it, all that. So long story short, we had our apparel in his store, in his retail store. He ended up selling the retail store to do resale. So I ain't never understand it. I'm like, why would you give that up to do that? And then I watched him start from nothing. He didn't have a shoe in there. And he in the middle of like Southside Richmond, so if you know, like that's rough. It's rough. But he started right there. I watched him every day. And every day it filled up. And he when I seen that, I still ain't really think too much. I'm just like, he dope. And he Korean. So I'm like, yeah, he dope.
In the hood.
And right there.
Selling sneakers, buy, sell, trade.
So speeding along, when he mentioned that, I kind of already had an idea how to do it. And then one day, as he was working in the barbershop next door to the Sneakaplug now, that was a thrift store. So once we seen it was available, we both was not knowing, we was both thinking like, we gonna get that. We gonna do something.
Yeah. What's like, y'all like, how like they work, you go in there, you got something they want, they gon', compare prices, and they gotta make profit off it too. So they gon', do that. What's the craziest like experience you had, like someone going in, South, I got these shoes, boom. Man,
What's the craziest?
Like, man, I don't want them shoes, but South, take the shoes. Like, what's the craziest experience you have with like a customer or a seller?
I would. That's a
What's
good.
the
I never
craziest-
told that story.
The
I never
craziest
really thought about
situation
it.
that we seen with shoes, it's so many of them.
Yeah.
I would say the first thing that comes to mind is a former cop for, I'm not sure which county, but he was evidently married, and
Oh,
he was having,
yeah, that
he
was
was having
crazy.
a extramarital,
That might be the best.
extramarital affair with a stripper. So the stripper was under the impression that the police officer was not married.
Yeah.
So when she finds out he's married, she gets on social media, she's contacting his wife, and she's threatening to tell her that she's pregnant if he doesn't give her a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
And so that was the first time we ever saw a police officer get extorted by a stripper.
Pretty much. Yeah, she extorted the police officer. So he had to sell all his shoes.
He had to sell all his shoes to her.
Bottom line.
Bottom line, to make sure he kept her quiet, which he still wound up losing the
Yep.
wife. He still wound up getting kicked out, and then eventually he got kicked off the force. So
If he see this, he know exactly who he is.
who we talking.
He gonna be like, they terrible, but you might have, you got that trophy. You number one.
That was here at this store?
Yeah,
no other store. That was
kind of
happened.
like right when we opened. I think another thing people really appreciated was the fact this guy was always burning shoes. He would pull out the grill, get marshmallows or Franks, and put fakes in there because people would bring us fake sneakers.
Oh.
And so in the beginning, we wanted people to know we're not playing that game.
You gotta burn them.
You got to burn them.
You gotta
So,
burn
yeah,
them.
that was super memorable. People
You gotta
still
burn
talk
them.
about that.
Yeah, outside of people bringing fakes and acting like they real, I think that get out of hand sometimes.
Bring it fake. How you like? I mean, I could like see like, oh, like nah, don't whack. I'm like, not it. How you like authenticate though?
There's a few different ways.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's a bunch of.
it's the material. It's
the weight of the shoe.
every shoe is. I wouldn't say different, but you just look for the. You gotta look for 3 reasons why it's real or not fake. So usually I go for. I'm usually when I see a shoe, I'm thinking it's fake. So I'm looking for certain things, at least 3 things. Once I see like 3 things that kind of look iffy, yeah, nah.
And for me, if I'm not sure, we're going straight.
And it's a lot of different ways. But
I'm going to ask one of them.
I'm going all the way in.
I'm going to either refer to him or we're going on check.
Y'all got black light? I know y'all use black light.
Yeah, of course, black light.
Of course.
Sometimes you don't need it if you, depending on, we've been doing it so long, so some of them I could just see. But some of them, why not? It's always good to double check, triple check.
Yeah. So like, you could like, I feel like you could tell if Jordan's like fake. Well, when it comes to the designer sneakers and like that, folks can get over on you like that. How y'all like? I seen y'all start selling more designer sneakers. How y'all start like authenticating them?
Yeah, we always did, but to people, they're not really as valuable used and really even new. Depending on, you gotta just have your receipt. You gotta come correct, especially with that. When you spending that kind of money, you might as well hold on to your receipt. If not, then we good.
Yeah, we're not going to.
That's real though.
And that's just the starting. We ain't even get the authenticating. It's just if you don't have that,
Right.
man,
If you don't have the basic receipt, box,
let's see.
you come in with them in your hand.
It's past it.
Yeah, we're gonna have a hard time with
No,
that.
my cousin was like, I said like, I want.
We still love thy neighbor, not them.
My cousin, I told her I wanted some like Chanel sneakers. Them was hard to me. He told me like, you real though? Jordans are like more valuable than designer sneakers. Everybody can get these. Everybody can get some Balenciagas. Everybody can get them. But Jordans are like the limited ones. Don't be the hard ones to find. So like with that question, like how y'all like all the sneakers? Y'all ain't been to this store, but like they got like a lot of sneakers in this store, more in the back. How y'all like get the inventory you got?
It's the people. The people bring in the inventory. Shout outs to all our Sneakaplug love, because if it wasn't for the people, then we wouldn't get the inventory. So we've been fortunate from day one to have a great support system from everybody, and it's just been great.
That's real.
Great.
What's like the what's like the market for like look, I'm gonna give y'all story time. I bought a shoe in the South. That 5 in the South last week, and I said, "Oh, South don't got these just dropped." South had 3 of them in the counter.
Yep, I think I just bought a pair too. Them 5s, right?
The crafts.
Yep, I just bought a pair
Yeah,
for
the crafts
$100, brand new.
Well, he bought it for $100, okay? So you bought it for him?
Not from him, but I'm just pointing to the camera.
Oh, I'm saying so. He bought
Sniper.
He bought it for.
I'm telling you.
I was finna sell this.
Don't play.
South told some, hey, man, you might want to keep them. Like them not selling for nothing. So like, how you like check what you want to buy them for, and like what this is selling to you for, so you can still make that profit. Like, what'd you say? Goat, StockX, Kids on Fire?
Just the combination.
Yeah, really.
People bring in the sneakers so much that we've already created our own database based on how we buy and how we sell. So we already have a set price for almost all of the shoes that walk through the door.
Yeah.
And
we just, if we pull up StockX or a GOAT, it's to really make you feel comfortable, but we already know we're not giving you
We've already
much.
created the database.
Because honestly,
People bring
if
in
it's
the same shoe.
especially if it's a general release shoe,
We see the shoe all the time.
I feel you. Well, y'all, so what y'all location? Like, I know you got the bars and the windows and everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, what y'all looking for security? Have y'all ever had to deal with like a thief or like someone get over
someone
on you?
broke in.
Yep.
For real?
Yeah, someone broke in. But that made us feel like we were part of the group. Because if your store doesn't get broken into, that means you don't have nothing.
You ain't doing nothing right.
You're not doing nothing. So all of the major stores that we know have been broken into. So we just felt like, okay, we're part of the group.
Okay.
Luckily, we turned a negative into a positive because the community came out.
we got all that stuff back the same day.
All that stuff back. So.
Now I be knowing, like, I walk in there, some days y'all having security in there. I mean, I'm like guard dog or something like that. I'm boy not about no sneakers, bro. And they y'all sell clothes too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Y'all been doing clothes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we've been doing the same, man, it's been 6 years, so I mean, pretty much we've tried and done a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
But
So-
what sells really is the
The
sneakers.
shoes? Yeah.
The sneakers. And the fact that people always need money.
No cap.
Yeah, people always need money. So
Okay.
if it's slow on people buying shoes, it's going to be busy on people selling their shoes.
Yeah.
So
No cap. Like, so I know you went to school. I know you went, what school did you go to at first? What college was it?
I went to Virginia State.
You didn't finish though.
Mm-mm.
Cause like it was a story you told me. I want you to tell like a story
Oh.
you told me though about you like hustling and everything in school.
Oh yeah, well, I went to Virginia State, and basically, I went to school because I was doing sports. So I liked the football, was good, whatever. So I didn't do the team. I didn't get the team because my grades. So that was the motivation for me to really stay in school because it was like the sports side. So me not playing sports, it kind of was hard for me to go to class and do all that. But as I was going to school, I was doing the music and really messing around with the music, really not sure what I was going to do. And at that time, Instagram, social media really
just
going
getting
crazy.
started.
I mean, it was social media like, you know, MySpace, Facebook. But when Instagram used to only be for iPhones. So it was like a smaller community. But once, and we was on it, but it wasn't like that. But as Instagram came out, me and my brother Rio came out with a clothing line called Crazy Buzz.
Crazy Buzz.
So long story short, I had got my first refund check. That's really what happened. I had got my first refund check and bought the whole box full of Crazy Buzz. And then we had our design. We went to this guy named Britt in Richmond. He did the stitching. He did it perfect. So once we got the load, came back, we took it to my dad had a barber shop. So of course we got it on. Everybody in the shop wanted it. So instantly we sold out all the hoodies just being in his shop. So I made the money like right back. So I'm like, okay, hold up. I made more than a refund. Go back, take it back to the school, do it again. So I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. So then as that kept going, now we posting it. So we make a Crazy Buzz apparel, Instagram, Crazy Buzz Nation, Twitter, all that. And every time we get something new, we was posting it. Same thing that we do now, same exact thing.
And the funny thing is,
The
I still
same
have
exact thing.
all those original posts from back in those days.
On Crazy Boy? Okay.
Oh yeah.
I still
Yeah, if
have
you go
all
on his
those.
page, he
Yeah, I
still
still
got
have all
a
those.
lot of the
Yeah,
original designs.
Yeah.
So from there, I'm like, oh yeah, nah, hold on. Because my major was mass communication. So once I learned how to work that phone and sell a product, that was all I needed.
So you didn't finish school because you're making so much money.
I wouldn't say so much money, but I was making good money, and I know if I kept doing what I was doing, I was going to get to where I was going.
That's real. So like he said, so Mr. Anton and South, like this is his father. You know what I'm saying? How like important is it for y'all to like work with y'all family and everything? How important is it?
Very, very important, because we're brought up to believe that you shouldn't work with family.
Especially black folks.
And that's not
You
true.
know that.
And if you look at the history, our rich history and our rich culture shows you time and time again, we always work together. This myth, this, I don't know why I know why they're doing it. It's to tear black families apart. But we're an example, along with you and your dad, of it is possible. So we just want to be an example to break the stereotype, to break that curse that black people don't work well together, or family doesn't work well together in general, no matter what culture they come from. Because if you look around, families are working together in every other group. So we just want to make it clear that we're here to break that myth.
I feel you. I seen, Ty, there was a video I think it was on your page or on Instagram. I had seen it on my reels on my For You page scrolling. You was like giving back to like a Boys and Girls Club or something like that. Like, you get like a P5, some sneakers.
Oh, yeah.
Was that your hometown? Like,
Yeah. Shout out to my brother, Daryl Johnson. Like a Rock project. Yeah, we did that last year. Just giving back to. I know we live in Georgia, but still, there's no place like home. So gotta, we hold it down out here a lot. So it was good to do, give back.
That's real. That's real. So like, I got one more question, but like, y'all been going crazy with like the past couple of months. Franchising, y'all just franchise, right?
Right.
So like, what's like y'all been teaching folks on that? Like give me some cause I want to do that one day. Give me some insight like franchising, how y'all franchise Sneakaplug, how can other businesses and smaller businesses how can they franchise their business?
That is a great question. For us, franchising is growing the business at a larger scale than just us trying to open each individual store.
Yeah.
We could open each individual store, but it would take so much time, it would take so much energy, and of course it would take a lot of money to do it. So for us, if we want to scale, it makes more sense to become a franchise. Why would we want to become a franchise? Because we can take our business model and we can teach it and sell it to other people who want to be entrepreneurs like we are, but just don't have a blueprint. So the difference between us and the person that came behind us is that we had to learn on our own.
Yeah.
We had to figure it out. We had to create the blueprint. We had to create literally the operations manual. So once we created the operations manual, we created a system. Those are the two most important components of a finance. And let's just add the ability to reproduce it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have those three components, then you can franchise.
For real? That's hard. That's hard for real. I wanna do that with my business one day, franchise. Did that make you more money, franchising?
Oh, in the long run, but in the beginning, which we're in the beginning of the franchise phase, it's a slow process.
Yeah.
Because the first thing that we want to do is we want to learn the business of franchising.
Yeah.
So how did we do that, or what have we done? We've already been to franchise conferences.
Yeah.
So just going to the franchise conference gave us a better understanding of the roles that play a part in you actually selling franchises.
Yeah.
So before we sell a franchise, we want to educate ourselves. And so that's really the stage that we're at now.
Yeah.
Once we get educated, then we start building a team. And when I say team, I mean franchise consultants, franchise brokers, going to franchise conventions, and just partnering up with like-minded individuals who have different experiences in the franchise industry.
That's hard though. Y'all make it look good doing like with shoes. Y'all get the shoes in. I get busy customers and everything. Some of my friends hit me up asking where I get my shoes from. I don't get all my sneakers for y'all, but they're like, I know you be at Sneakaplug, Miles. I said, but you gotta go in there and see for yourself. They got that stuff in there, for real.
That's right.
My man, 50 grand.
That's right.
I got that stuff in there. But I wanna appreciate y'all for doing this with me. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you the man. I'm proud. I'm a bit nervous. It's crazy.
Nah, man.
You the man. You know what though? You gonna blow up.
Yeah.
I can see that now.
I hope so. I'm trying
You
to get
doing it. You got the energy. You got the vibe. You just gotta stay consistent,
Yes.
which I'm sure you know. Listen to this guy.
Yes, you guys.
My dad right here.
Stay fresh as
Make a
possible.
great team. Y'all make a great team.
Yeah.
Yeah, if me and Pop can do it, y'all can do it. I mean, y'all
Yeah.
doing it. It's the same thing.
Okay.
You might want to
Thank
beat
you
them
for
up
having us.
another
No
time.
problem. For sure. For y'all, drop y'all address again. Drop y'all address.
4659 North Henry Boulevard, Stockbridge.
Georgia, baby.
Okay.
Shout out to Atlanta, too.
Shout out
Shout out
Sneakaplug. Y'all
everybody.
follow Sneakaplug at The Real Sneakaplug.
You know.
Follow the podcast page at BrothaMyles Podcast, man. Stay tuned for. I got a big
Yes,
guest
sir.
for next time. Big guest